part 4 of the TJ. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. We have a brand new episode for you. Episode 76.
Same age as David.
He's back, folks. Woo! Hey! All right. The Three Musketeers right here.
Hey-o.
R.I.P. Harry. R.I.P. baby.
Yeah, he will be missed.
Probably will never see him again, just be honest with y'all. But
He died.
he gone.
Rose again.
I don't know about that. But, hey, we got an episode here for you. Episode 76. Enjoy the episode.
What's up, fellas?
I feel like
can't
we've
believe
been gone so long.
We've
It
done
does.
this 76 times.
Well, some of us have.
Shut up. I only missed like twice.
Well, some of us have been a part of all 76 episodes and bonus episodes.
Some of us would have been
not.
if Cameron didn't switch his
Actually,
schedule around all the time.
someone was only part of 75.
Someone?
He missed one.
Oh, I wasn't talking about him. I was talking about me.
No.
I think I missed 2.
No.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
it was
Dustin
like-
did too.
Yeah, it was because like we were looking for scheduling, and Cameron just texted me at like Sunday night. Hey, we're recording right now. All right.
No,
I think-
nothing
I
else
think
was
I'm-
going to work.
I think I've only missed 2.
For living so far,
I'm
away,
talking about.
You've missed a lot, but it's not
you
your
missed
fault.
like a whole
Yeah.
month.
We just put
when
out
you were
3
like-
episodes without you in it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But that was like one night or whatever.
Correct.
True.
But it equals 3 episodes plus whatever you missed before. You're
Well-
fine, dude. You're here. I'm happy. I'm good. I'm not lecturing you.
I am.
Don't deserve it.
Hey, before we go any farther, guys, go to Apple Podcasts. If you're on there, stop what you're doing right now.
And
Can't
give
stress
us
this enough.
money.
Give us a 5-star review. If you look at the bottom of our podcast descriptions, you can give us money monthly, 99 cents, $4.99 or $9.99. I'll be honest, every time a subscription comes through, it really makes my day and makes me want to make more podcasts. And every minute that one doesn't come through, it makes me want to just
Burn down
commit
the orphanage.
suicide. Stop recording. No, I'm joking.
Well,
But yeah, if you enjoy the podcast and you want to help us, continue on, yeah, for sure. If you use this as part of your daily, like your weekly routine, cancel some other subscriptions and give us a financial support. That would be great. And if you can't do that, please leave us a review on Apple Podcast or give us a review. Follow us on YouTube. We don't plug any of this enough.
We don't.
We need to.
We should probably sit down one day and do like come up with like the intro outro banter thing.
Yeah, we probably should. And let's talk about it live. You know.
Yeah.
Probably
This is
should.
the time to do it.
You know, if we had...
You also need to buy a shirt. Buy a shirt.
Buy a shirt.
buy
Email
2 shirts. You'll
and-
be more fat next
Dude,
year.
Christmas is coming up.
What's up with the people? Because people are still listening, but I haven't got really a lot of emails. Hey,
Look at that, baby.
Kason.
Hey, are you happy now?
All smiles.
You got a bath.
Aw.
Buy a shirt, man. Christmas is coming up, and you know what fits wonderfully in a stocking and what everybody loves is an extra shirt.
Yeah.
Everybody loves a shirt. And they're nice shirts.
I also have hats in the works right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be Christmas, New Year thing. Boom. We might not be ready for Christmas. We'll see.
But it's being
It's
worked
in the
on.
works. Yeah. This week we
Being
should
worked
have it.
on.
Have some.
And then I've also been looking into the other stuff we were talking about.
Socks.
We have socks.
No,
We have a
something
good
much smaller and cheaper.
We're
than
not
that.
trying to slow down here, people. We're trying to ramp it up, but to do that, we need you guys sharing it with your friends.
Yeah,
and,
honestly, the
Pay
more
us
word,
money.
and it's not even so much that. The more word you get out there, what helps more than one person doing like a 99-cent subscription is when that one person gets 4 or 5 other people listening regularly.
Yep, Missy Gip. Absolutely. Yep.
So, get the word out, man.
Also, people, I always end up lecturing people. Emails have been very down.
Why don't you guys love us anymore?
Yeah, why aren't you talking to us?
What's it
We
do?
need to
What did I do
give
wrong?
them something to email about, I guess. Dustin, get up and do a jig. Anyways, no. All right, that's it for all the plugging. What we've been doing, Dustin? Where you been?
Yeah, man.
How you been, man? You're in school.
Yeah. School now. My third year of electrical or apprenticeship class. I've got that. I've got this. I've
He's
got
boring himself.
work. I've got the guard, which I'll be going this Saturday. Just the one day.
The
It's
guard?
yearly,
Right.
National Guard.
Oh, I thought you were in the army.
Well, it's the same.
You don't have your Christmas
Ish.
tree up?
Just like doubled up.
No, I need to though.
I haven't put
wrong
we haven't put ours up yet either. We talked about it.
Well, you guys are all Scrooges and Grinches.
But I love Christmas.
I don't know. If you ask certain people, I'm the most pro pagan Christmas guy.
Yeah. According to Aaron Black, we all worship Christmas.
It's that time of year ago. Again.
Hey, you know I found the verse that I was trying to find last year that I couldn't find.
You
And
found it
I
in
was
the
reading-
summer,
I
in the
was
middle of the
reading-
summer.
No, I just found it a few weeks ago.
Oh.
But the
What was it?
I should read it to you.
Oh, we talked about this
Yeah.
the other night.
Yeah, it's a really good verse. And it says...
Most of them are.
what am I doing here? Shut your mouth, David.
That was so funny.
Shut
You're a good boy.
shut your stupid mouth.
A good boy.
What else have you been up to, Dusty?
I don't know.
Dusty Buns.
Just work and
How's work going? You got a new job, right?
yeah.
Things are good.
The glory of...
pretty
Let's talk
good.
about the millennial reign.
Mhm.
The millennium. The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box tree, the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place glorious. I will make the place of my feet glorious. So the fir tree, the pine tree, and the
That's a
box
fir tree.
It's gonna be in a sanctuary.
It's gonna be in the sanctuary
It's gonna
of the
have
house of
Christmas
God.
trees.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
basically, it's to beautify the temple. So I don't have a problem. So Jesus died on a tree.
Do you have a
Right.
fake tree or a real tree?
I put a tree in here to
That's a real
remember
tree.
that, and then what hung from the tree? Jesus. So we hang ornaments to remember. That's what I teach my kid. At least he doesn't know any different. So
He also doesn't understand words yet.
He also doesn't understand.
he
work
does.
yet.
He does understand Kason and Mama. Night night. No, but anyways, that's a good verse. That's the verse, but it's good.
What about you, Cam? What have you been up to?
I've been busy, obviously.
Speaking of the mic,
Yeah,
this is a
you're right.
podcast. I need you. Yeah.
This is your podcast. I need.
I have been running to and fro. No, I mean
Dashing through the
building is super busy. Kason is growing. He is almost 7 months old. Isn't that insane?
That is.
Almost 7 months.
When you said 7 months, I was like, okay, whatever. And then as I thought about it for 3 seconds, I went, wow.
So that's different.
Yep, that's weird.
Putting up the Christmas tree with him was pretty surreal. It's just weird having a kid now and doing Christmas, and he has a stocking. I am excited about doing Christmas with him. We're getting him hopefully he doesn't listen to this, but we're getting him a little ball pit. It's so cheap. He loves toys now.
Mm-hmm.
He loves the little trucks, but it's so cheap to buy kids stuff. We got a ball pit, like the old ball pit that
Right.
they used to have at McDonald's.
We got
McDonald's. How did McDonald's have ball pits?
I don't know.
because
Were those the
there
best?
weren't rules.
It was a
back then.
different
Oh.
time.
Yeah.
My word. Oh, can you? That was so fun. But
Yep.
thinking back on it, really, that was the funnest thing in the world.
There was
So
McDonald's
nasty.
also used to have Nintendo 64s.
Yep.
Do you remember that?
No.
You would go
Burger
to
King used to have stuff like that.
Yeah, the McDonald's in Dover, you would go into the play area, right? And it'd have the jungle gym, the ball pit, the slide, and then there was a station, and it was a couple of TVs, and you could play I don't know, a Nintendo 64.
You okay? What was that?
Well,
What was that? The kid.
I heard a thump thump.
yeah, that was rough. I remember that though. There was also a Nintendo 64. Of course, there was always that one kid who would just he'd be there from the time they got to McDonald's to the time they left. And I was like, "Hey, bro, go eat your chicken nuggets, man."
Yeah, was it in
Give
the
somebody
play
this time.
area?
Yeah,
I do not remember the Nintendo 64.
yeah. It
How
was.
do you remember, Dustin?
What do you?
Seriously, you're younger than me. I don't know how you saw them.
It was at the Burger King in Denton.
That's crazy.
There's Nintendo 64 and a PlayStation, and I think when they came out the PlayStation 2, they put it in there.
Oh, we just had a Nintendo. That's the only one I remember was a 64.
Wow.
You guys
was
are more upclass than us.
Well, no, it was a GameCube. There's a 64. And I don't remember if this is all at once or over the course of time, but it was a GameCube, Nintendo 64, and at some point there was a PlayStation in there.
Huh.
So we got Case in the ball pit.
It was like
we got Ezra a ball pit.
It's like a blow up. It's like the blow up thing, and you put the balls in it.
Oh, ours.
Let me know when you set that up. I'll come help.
Yeah.
The one we got him was just like a mesh, like playpen kind of a thing, and then we bought the
Might be mesh.
Yeah, we bought the ball pit balls separately,
Right.
and Nikki was like, "How much do we get?" She was like, "Should I get 100 or more?" And I was like, "It'd probably be safe and get more." Dude, we bought so many balls. There's like we set it up for him last year, and it was just there were balls everywhere.
Yeah,
Just like all over the house. They're probably still under like the couch or something at Eric and Bethany's.
So the thing we got was like off of Amazon for like pretty cheap, but it's all it's appropriate, the right amount or whatever.
Right.
So we're not like barbarians and have to go buy separate balls.
I mean, it was just like I promise you, it was like a bag of like the little plastic balls, multicolored, and it was like this big, bro. It was just so many. I was like, why? Apparently I don't know how many
ratios for this.
Yeah, like I don't like I should
about a square foot
yeah, dude,
of the space.
Dude, it was a small pen, bro, and it was just so many balls.
Ezra!
We definitely overdid it.
Where is he?
He's not moving. He's just like, dude, it's wild.
All right, I'm gonna do a real random search and search worst things found in ball pits.
Oh, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. It's like a finger or something.
Yeah. Or like an ear.
This is interesting to me. Ball pit.
Before we get too far away from it, though, I have also been very busy. We haven't really recorded since the youth rally that we preached. One, Cameron is a prophet.
Yep. How so?
Cameron said during the episode with TJ that he said that I was going to preach and 4 teenagers were going to get saved. Friday night, the opening night, I preached and then Cameron preached, and at the end of the night, I don't know if it was 4, but there was a handful of teenagers. 4 hands went up, and I was like,
so
dude,
funny.
Cameron.
3 were confirmed. The 4th, and I know because I was watching.
Oh, I mean, I was standing in the back.
Yeah.
But no, the youth rally, it was super fun. It went super well. Cameron crushed it.
David crushed it.
Nah, Cameron crushed it, dude.
Crushed
No, David. David
no, it
crushed.
was good. I think.
No, it was a real good time. And then I went to Victor's church Sunday morning. We had a good time there while Cameron held down the fort at Brother Jason's.
Yeah, it was good.
But it was a fun weekend. It was a good time.
Where was this? New York?
Doesn't matter.
I guess.
Plattsburgh. It's Canada.
Have you ever
New York.
seen the chips on the border? It's there.
It is so far up there. And then this past weekend I went to New York City.
Oh.
Yeah. Friday morning after Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Jumped in the car, drove up to New York City, and we stayed up there till Sunday afternoon. Had a good time.
A lot of people?
There was. Not as many as I thought there were going to be, but there was like a lot of people. But it was cool. Like we
I wasn't sure how that'd be with New York. I mean, it's Thanksgiving's the second most traveled holiday, and Black Friday and all that stuff.
Yeah, we drove up Friday morning. We got to the hotel. Our hotel was like in Times Square.
Oh wow.
Yeah. We got up there, I want to say like noon, and then we waited for like my brother-in-law's plane to get in, and they got settled and stuff like that. But we ate at some like fantastic restaurants. There's place called Patsy's. Apparently, like, I guess it was Frank Sinatra's like favorite restaurant when he was alive, and like all of these famous people, like celebrities and stuff, go there, and there's like pictures of them all over the wall. We ate there. We did this dinner on the water thing where we got on this like boat and we went down the Hudson at night. Well, like New York City's like all lit up, and we were like eating on the boat, which was like it was a neat experience. The food wasn't that good though.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it wasn't quite worth that kind of money.
No,
but it was a good time. We had a lot of fun.
It's good, man. So I looked at all this ball pit stuff, and of course, it's just like the basic atrocities that humans do, like go to the bathroom in the ball pit. Like,
I love it. When you say ball pit, the word atrocities isn't the first word that pops up into my mind.
Yeah, it's the third.
So it just basically says, bunch of kids threw up in there.
I can only imagine it's disgusting.
Because it's McDonald's, and kids are eating nuggets and then running around, and they're throwing up in there, they're going poop in there, they're peeing in there, everything. So that's what I just read, and there's 7 things that, and it's just, that's why ball pits went bye-bye. So
you think 25 years ago that was you?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know what happened.
You idiot.
Did I break it?
No.
No, but just plug it back in, you fool.
I'm going to, but
Why wouldn't it be?
Because she hit it.
Missy.
You're talking because she needs to go out.
Missy, get out of the way. You stupid sinner.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, I can only imagine the nasty things that end up inside of a ball pit. I mean,
I don't want to know.
Just kids running around with greasy french fries and chicken. Dude, it's probably chewed up chicken nuggets just floating around in there.
Huh?
Did you just say, I didn't hear you, but did you just say what I think you said?
What do you think?
I don't know. This kid's just like, doo-doo.
Oh.
I didn't say doo-doo.
Speaking of McDonald's, I noticed this recently. Not to bring up this minimum wage thing again, or I don't even know if we ever talked about it, but you remember when like McDonald's workers were like, we demand 15 an hour or whatever, and you're like, oh, but you're working at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Right? All of the McDonald's up in the city where I work, every single one of them have like the kiosks where you like tap in your order. And it's to the point now where when you walk into McDonald's and you go in to stand in line like you're about to make an order,
they get confused. They're like,
no, they don't get confused. The worker will go, have you ordered? And if you go, no, they go, oh, do it at the kiosk. What are we paying you for?
I know.
You're not even taking my order? You're just going to like, you're just like, nah, just go do it over there. But I want you to take my order. No.
No. I just make the fries, man.
Yo, what did you get a raise for? That's like, it's wild. Like I literally watched it happen. Like, now typically I'm a kiosk guy anyway. Like I understand some people are like, I'm not bagging my own groceries because they don't pay me. I go to the self checkout 100 because it's just faster.
So there's a along that same line. There is a trend now that was like the whole tipping movement about make sure you tip. The outrage of, you're not tipping enough. If you tip less than 15%, you're going straight to the bad place.
Right.
All this stuff. So the culture responded, and people started tipping more. So the people who were screaming all this took it to another level, and they didn't stop. So now every time you go somewhere, including kiosks, without, like, if you go anywhere that's like serve yourself. You go to the airport, and a guy just put this online too.
Michael Knowles, I think. I think I saw this. Yeah,
he's in an airport with no one around, no one in the store. Everything is do it yourself. He goes to check out, and it says, "Would you like to leave a tip?" and it goes 15%, 10%, 15%, 20%, 25% other.
Wow.
And then it's like to get around it is like a tiny button in the corner.
Didn't even see another human being while he was buying.
That's ridiculous.
I go to buy my Christmas tree. Right? I didn't go to Food Lion to get the Christmas tree. So it was a little bit.
Do you buy Christmas trees at Food Lion?
You can.
In other words, they're like $30. This is not super expensive. It was under $100. This Christmas tree. So my point is, I'll just say it. This Christmas tree was $95.
Which is under $100.
It is.
And that is according to the numbers.
We took case in. We went out. We picked it. Whatever. It's a whole thing. That's what you're paying for. But
the experience.
Yeah.
I walk in. She has a screen, an iPad with a chip thing. Put my credit card in. And she goes, "Would you like to leave a tip for the guys outside?" And it's on the screen, 10, 15, 20. And I'm like, "Are you not paying them?" Like, they literally just cut the tree down.
Yeah.
It's $95. Why have I never tipped? Like, I would tip them if I needed them to bring it to my car, but I'm literally putting it on my shoulder and walking it to my car. I don't need help loading it up. I brought my own truck.
You're tipping for an extra for like a convenience.
They already cut it out of the field and put it in the tree yard. They didn't even have to cut it down. They just had to like unhook the zip ties. Cut.
So did you?
And then put it through. No, I didn't tip them. I did $95. Who am I paying? They're getting paid.
So it was already cut down.
Yeah.
Oh, did you go to
It was Pointers.
No. And
but it was. Yeah, so in other words, they have a whole yard with like the lights that you can pick the trees from.
Yeah.
And it's hooked up on a metal stake, which, I mean, it's cool. It's still a nice tree farm, like whatever. But I didn't go out in the field and have to come out. And I get tipping like, "Hey man, here's $5." But 15%, 20% of $100, really? Right. Like, are we serious?
Yeah, we discovered this weekend that in New York, or at least in New York City, I don't know if all of New York is this way, they just automatically put the gratuity
into it.
Now, I know like here in Delaware, like it's like if you have a party of 10 people or something like that, they automatically put the gratuity on there. But like in New York City, like it would just be like we went to this steakhouse, which like it was recommended. We went, and I mean it was like fantastic. It was so good. It was more money than probably any steakhouse I've ever been to. So we got a steak, you know.
Give me a price.
Let's see.
Come on, just say it.
Got a 20-ounce ribeye for $70.
Woo. Yeah, that'll do it.
That's my mortgage.
Either way, our bill came out.
So that's pretty big. I mean, you go to Texas Roadhouse, you're spending $25-30.
Yep. Now, dude, to be fair, the steak was cooked perfectly.
It better be.
It was so good, and their mashed potatoes were.
Sorry, I'm here.
Amazing, but we got our bill, and it was just for me and Nikki, and it was like they automatically put like almost $20 in gratuity on there.
That's insane.
Restaurants like that are fine. I get that. I do get the restaurant.
But it was every restaurant we went to, like
Right, but that's a thing. But going to get a coffee at Starbucks,
right,
and them turning the screen and saying, "Would you like to give a tip?" Like, what? No. Yep. You're not. You're just making my coffee. I assume this is already in the, like, what I'm paying for is already you're getting a cut from this already. I'm not going to tip you.
Yeah.
Like, it's happening all over the place, everywhere. And no, thank you. I won't be tipping. Go to anywhere. It's just, no, I'm not tipping like that. I will tip at a restaurant. Yes. I tip good.
Yeah, because
I'm not tipping someone for getting me a coffee, for doing something I could do myself.
Right.
Like, there's no talent. You didn't have to do checkup. You didn't have to refill. You didn't have to bring my silverware. You didn't have to do anything. No.
Dustin, do you get tipped when you do like a house call?
Sometimes.
Really?
It's pretty nice, yeah.
That's real. I would tip for stuff like that.
Yeah, because that's a service. Like, he's doing a thing for you. It's not like he's showing up and watching them fix their air. Like,
right.
But like,
yeah.
Like, what kind of, like, I would assume it can't be common, right?
I'd say it's more common now with my new job, only because of the customer base. A lot of them are at the beach and they're relatively wealthy.
Right, they got that fajita money. Yeah,
but yeah,
fajita money.
$400 fajita money.
Yeah.
But that being said, it's really hit or miss. There's like usually it's like I'm like on for a week and then off for like a week or two, or like this week was an off week. I haven't got any tips, and I think last week I might have gotten one, or the week before there was one week I made $80 in tips in a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Now there's like when it comes to tipping, Nikki would be a good person to speak on it. She there's times where she will do a service at work, like she will do like it'll be like a $300 like hair whatever, like I don't whatever it is,
right.
Like it'll be like $300.
Might be high or low.
Yeah, and she'll get a thank you, and it's just like, oh. Okay. And typically we find out, I'm not naming any names here, but typically I've discovered that the worst tippers are the people you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like if it's somebody you know, I'm not even saying like a friend or anything like that, but if it's
when
somebody
they're tipping
who
you because they feel like they're supposed, it's known, it's agreed upon that you're giving them a deal and you're getting a deal.
Yeah, but even then, like, let's say Bethany, who's Nikki's best friend, right? Bethany comes into the salon, and Betty Tweed, and she's like, I'm gonna get a haircut, and Nikki's like, okay. So Nikki makes her own prices because like it's just the way it works. So Nikki makes her own prices.
She works for the place.
She works for the
place. She like rents her chair.
No, she actually doesn't rent her chair. She works for the place, and it's commission based. So like whatever she makes, like the store gets
a percentage. Yeah,
the store gets like the money. She gets a commission based off of that percentage, and then whatever tips come in, she keeps those tips for herself as well. But like, let's say Bethany comes in, Nikki will cut a deal for the people she knows. Like, you know what I mean? She'll make like the service cheaper and stuff like that. But like it's sometimes it's just like random, like it'll be somebody who she's familiar with, like not even from our church, just like somebody she's familiar with, and she's like, yeah, come on in, I'll do your hair, and it'll be like $200 service, and the person's just like, thanks bro, and then like, no tip, nothing. And Nikki's like, hey,
speaking of hair, that scares me because I've never paid over $20 for a haircut.
Yep.
And when people start saying $200-$300 for hair, I'm thinking, what?
Oh, bro, it gets wild, dude.
Like what?
It gets
like I've heard of men getting haircuts for like 50 and down, like 40. That seems to be the somewhat normal 30, 40, 50.
I want to say the most I've ever paid is $30, but I haven't paid for a haircut.
Yeah,
in like
I've heard of 40
years.
and stuff, but I hear these women.
Where do you get your haircut done?
Leanne.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Yeah,
where do you get yours done?
In Denton.
You got a new haircut.
2 weeks.
How much did it cost you?
She charges $20 now.
That's what Leanne charges.
She used to be really like super cheap, but everything's so expensive now.
I think Nikki charged for a men's hair. She does like 30, 35.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've always tipped her really well. She's cut my hair my whole life. So
yeah, so it used to be 15, and then I would give her a 20, and then it went to 18. Then I'd try and give her a 20, but it's like I never have change. So like last time, then it went up to 20, and so last time I literally said, "Leanne, I don't have any other change on me, so here's your 20, and I'll get you next time." So I have to tip her double, but I
Does she not take card?
No.
But it's
She
one
might,
of those.
but
It's
yeah, she always has.
It's one of those things where like when you get like a book, like a client base, and then they get comfortable and familiar with you, and then that's all that they want. Like you can slowly keep raising your prices, and they're just gonna keep going with it because a lot of it's convenience. They don't want to go through the hassle.
Honey, how much is it to get your hair done? Whatever that means.
Myself, I don't. Well, because I did Mandy, I don't know, but like, meaning like hers is cheaper for me when she used to be at the salon.
So it's cheaper for you. So how much?
Tip her?
Yeah.
What would a tip look like?
I don't know what real life stuff is.
Like $20?
But how much do you pay?
10?
I would give her like $50.
You would tip her like $50.
No, but
Yeah, you'd give her.
like $300 on your hair.
Yeah, he's throwing around $300 for Nikki like nothing. Like yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so Mandy,
Yeah, that's like regular stuff.
like, and obviously she was able to do like a family thing at her salon. So I would pay her like $100 myself,
Right.
but then she just covered the color and everything.
Right.
So I probably would give her
Yeah.
like 50.
Oh,
Anyone else?
still, and that's the deal.
Anyone
Yeah.
else?
Yeah.
350. Easy.
Now, I know it's like
Really?
at one point.
Why aren't we all doing hair?
Duh, bro.
I don't know.
I have considered.
I could never do it.
I've considered going to get my barbering license for years. Like before I was even dating
No,
Nikki.
I was thinking about today.
I was
Thinking about like I should just open a barber shop and just say flip all this.
me and George Mitchell sat down one time and we were like, dude, we should go get our barber's license, open
That'd
a
be
shop.
such a vibe.
Bro, they make a killing,
Call it
dude.
the men's place.
Men's.
I actually heard of a barber shop called that.
Well, what was it? I think one of the better ones I've heard was for a barber shop was it's all in the wrist or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's in Milford.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There, I
That's
think
in
there's one
Milford, and what's her
Smyrna.
name? Evie's son,
DJ.
DJ works.
Maybe
there.
that's where I heard it from.
Yeah, he
it's all in the
works
wrist. Yeah. Yeah, he does a really good fade.
Yeah. Did he do it? You saw one?
He did a couple of the boys at our church on like a Sunday afternoon because he was like, yeah, I need to get some work, like practice or whatever. And so
Yeah, he started that. I saw him in the gym not too long ago, or probably 6 months ago, and he just started there like maybe a year before.
yeah, I've considered getting my barber's license for like years, mostly as like a side hustle thing. Because I have insurance, so, benefits, and you don't get those at a hair salon. You can make your own prices, but so does the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dustin, I'm sorry, man.
No, it's okay. I'm here
Why don't you just go to bed? Go ahead.
right now.
Go home. You're fine. You look tired, man.
I am.
What time did you get up?
You put in 33 minutes. We're gonna go about another 20.
I mean,
Go ahead. Go. You need to go.
Dude, he wants to go so bad. He wants to.
sorry.
Love it, man. No, you're good.
We're gonna put out a clip on YouTube of you storming out though, and we're like, Dustin quit. Mid episode,
See,
Dustin
man.
quit. Love you.
I hope you guys enjoy the episode.
This man was falling asleep on the couch, so he got dismissed.
Cut.
That's so funny.
Honey, you want to come over here and sit down?
Yeah, she didn't want to answer your question on how much she spends on her hair.
No, you can spend.
Hey, they're just your outfit.
How much I spent on my hair. It's a lot of money.
It's a good outfit. All right, my guy said. He
Dustin
said,
quit. He couldn't hang.
he said, I'm gonna
He
head out.
thought about it. He thought about it for.
I'm gonna head out.
He was like.
He lost him.
So funny.
Another
dude.
man down. Here we are. Here we are, David.
Here we are.
We out here.
You know.
Oh man. He said as soon as I said, "Go ahead, man. Go home." He said, "It's like Jonathan when he ate the honey." He's like,
He was like, no, I'm good, I'm
"No,
good.
As
You're
he's
not
getting
good.
up, taking off. The
Right.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
No, I
Okay.
promise you, it's fine. It's fine, dude. It's fine. I think what sold it for him is when you were like, you made it 33 minutes, we're gonna probably go for like another 20, and he's like, I'm not.
He said, I'm going.
I'm not doing that.
Oh man, what were we talking about before?
Things that we wanted to talk about. We talked about tipping. We talked about
There was something else we were saying.
in regards to tipping, or a different.
Oh yeah, barbershop stuff.
Yeah, barbershop
Did
stuff.
your
Yeah,
mom cut your hair forever?
my mom cut my hair like I want to say like maybe once or twice, like a
Really?
couple of times. Not like anything. We used to go to Great Clips all the time.
My mom cut my hair. It was like the buzzer. Bzzz, just nothing. Just
Right,
you know,
right.
leave like, I mean, just where you would rub your hair and it would be bristly.
Yeah,
That was the thing forever. And it also took an ungodly amount of time to do. Like I felt like the majority of my childhood was spent getting my hair cut. And then mom would
majority of your childhood
I
was.
felt like it just happened all the time, and it took her so long. God, I love her to death, but I guess it was just a kid and impatient. But it was like a traumatizing getting a haircut.
Dude, I don't know how your mom cut your hair, but that's not how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
I don't
It just
think.
seemed like it took a long time, and my ears got cut a lot.
Ooh,
Mom and dad did it.
I have
That stopped when I was 18.
straight up fallen asleep while Nikki was cutting my hair.
I have fallen asleep many times at the other salon, the salon I go to.
Listen, I go to a salon.
Yeah, it's the girl in our church who does it, and she works at a salon. So, pound sand. But my grandmother used to own a salon.
Okay.
Mom's mom. Yeah. And one time, she cut off my bangs. And I was like 13. And Meemaw cut my bangs off. And I was like, Meemaw cut my bangs off. And it was just around the time where I was trying to like look nice. And Meemaw, I was probably 13 or 14. I mean, she straight up just didn't do a buzz cut, but it was just like, no. No bangs.
How old was she when she did this?
Probably 70, 60, in her late 60s, early 70s.
Oh, so she wasn't as. She didn't have the dexterity.
She wasn't as sure-wristed.
Yikes! That's.
No, I was so mad. I was like, "That's never happening again." And mom and dad were like, "I'm so sorry, honey."
I would get
tough.
I would get my barber lights. I think I would enjoy it. I think I would have fun doing it. Like I said, as a side hustle. I don't think it's something that like I could.
It seems like it'd be a good time in like the barbershop, with the, have on sports.
Hang out
What
with the
that's
boys.
sports clips. They try to like make it that way, right?
I don't know. I've never been to a sports clips.
My father-in-law is a nut. He will literally anywhere, at any time, go to sundry different hair places, chains, and just get his haircut and comes out looking like $1 million every time.
He's just going. He's just going to like.
He will go to Great Clips. He will go to Sports Clips. He will go to everywhere.
Just going to the most
Has he
basic
had one
places
place that
ever.
he goes to? Like,
He did when I was the Berlin auction, which neither of you have ever been there. It's like everyone in New Jersey, Berlin will know what it is. He used to go there, and there was this guy who cut his hair. Since that stopped,
he like
to a random place like that. But I promise you, his hair grows the same way. Like they can't. It's almost like they can't mess it up. It's just
yeah. I've heard my hair is the worst to cut. It's so like mine is very.
I've heard. So here's the thing, right? My head, misshapen, right?
shaped like a waddle tire.
Bruh. Yeah, bro. No, it's shaped like a basketball that's been sitting in the sun. Right? Like, so I've heard two things from people who cut my hair. Is one is typically, and it always starts this way, when a new person cuts my hair, which I haven't had a new person cut my hair since I got married, right? But the first couple times they cut my hair, it's always, dude, I love your hair, like the texture, like, you know what I mean? It's just like, dude, you have great hair. Dude, you could do whatever you want. Like I could, if I could try any hairstyle, I could do, you know what I mean? Like, they're like, you have great hair. And I go, thanks. And then after they've cut my hair a couple times, it switches to, I hate cutting your hair. Yeah. And it's because like my head, like I have like in the back, I have like indents in my head. So like if you just went with like a guard and just like, just like even did it the whole way,
it doesn't look even.
It just wouldn't look right on the back of my head because my head is shaped weird. So it's like, it's just extra work.
Yeah.
Because my head.
I've heard my hair is similar, and it's not. I don't have indents in my head. I wasn't dragged to anything as a child. But
what are you implying,
I
Cameron?
wasn't kicked in the head as a kid.
Yeah, it's just they're like right there. You can like legitimately feel them too. Like they're there.
Something's wrong with you.
I don't know, man.
But my hair, I guess, is very coarse or whatever. So you see if there's a unevenness, you see it super easy. Missy, may I get out of the whatever? Get out of the mic.
Sniffing the mic.
So my father-in-law, he just came down. We went out like to the mall, and he's like, I need to get a haircut. I stop in there, and he stops in, and we got food, and he ran in there and got his haircut, and I'm like, this is the most. And he comes out, and his hair looks great. I'm like, what? How do you do that? Because I think it's like, just tell him 2 on the side, whatever up top. I'm like, how? It just doesn't make sense to me. Travis tries to cut his hair himself. Remember?
Travis tried to cut his own hair?
To save money, he would cut his hair himself.
How well did that work out?
It seemed good. It wasn't bad.
When he was younger, he started teaching himself. And I don't think he still does it anymore.
Cody Zorn cuts his own hair.
I feel like he has the hair that you could. I feel like.
He was doing like a fade and a line and everything, trying to do that by himself.
Yeah, Cody Zorn, because he was on the road in evangelism, so he said it was just, rather than traveling around the country and trying to find somebody everywhere he goes to do it, he just learned how to do his own hair.
Yeah. I feel like he could definitely do it.
Right.
All right.
I don't know. There's some people who they try.
Have you ever had a bad haircut?
Yeah.
By? I had it once where my mom, someone was like, it was dad or mom, and the guard was off, and it's like, it's like, well, son,
I don't think I've ever had that happen.
We're going down to, you're a Klansman now. Like, you're going. No. You're going down.
Let me think. When I was younger, for like the first 5 years of my life, I had a mullet.
You had a mullet?
Yeah.
Unto the Lord.
Like, I'm talking, like, I had like long hair, bro.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
What was this?
Or not, like, up until I was like 4 or 5.
Oh, I want to see this. You with a mullet?
Yeah, bro. I had platinum blonde hair, and it was like long, bro. I had like long hair. And then when I started going to school, I got like a bowl cut, bro. So like the early years were rough. And then as an adult, I went to Great Clips one time, and they did not do a great job. So April Mitchell was like, you need to come to my salon so I can fix this. And I was like, okay. And then she just started cutting my hair for free. And then I got married to Nikki, and I could just throw a dart on the family tree, and any of them could cut my hair. So I've been free haircuts for 10 years.
Yeah, that's the way to go. I should have married a hair person. Where is she? Hey. I should have married a hair person. Haircut.
Oh,
it's a joke, honey. She went. As she's packing my lunch over there.
Yeah.
Flashback to your feminism thing. I'm over here making a sandwich.
Ooh.
She's all I need when my time comes. She makes my lunch. I don't know what else to say. No, but haircuts are interesting. Look, the haircuts. Here we go. Most expensive. Rihanna definitely gets a spot for the most expensive haircut due to the frequency of her services she requires from celebrity hairstylist Ursula Steven. Rihanna reportedly requires almost a week of continuous hair care. Wow. $2,000 a week.
$2,000. When I lived in Connecticut, there was a guy that I would what was his name? I want to say his name was George. I played when I would go to the park to play basketball, he would be there. So it's not like we were friends or anything. He was just like a guy that I knew at the basketball courts. He said that he got his hair cut every week.
What?
And he would get his hair cut every week, and his haircut was like $25, and then he would tip like $20, like every week.
That is a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, dude.
How much does the average hairstylist make?
But, yeah, I mean, like it's one of those things where it's like, as far as work goes, like if you can get good at it, like
this episode is gonna make Nikki.
Oh yeah, no, she's gonna text me and be like, "You're wrong about this," and I'll be like, "Yeah."
She's gonna be like, "Why do you have me on this episode?"
I know, right? No, it's like one of those things where like people will always have hair, and they will always need haircuts.
Right.
So there's always a job. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. All right, here we go. And also, it's a great job to have if you're not trying to do full time, because it's very.
See, that's the other frustrating thing. Like my wife makes good money, and I don't know if like she doesn't work a 40-hour week,
right?
But she makes good money, like
right.
good money. But she doesn't. I'm over here working like 50.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this? What's happening right now? What are you doing?
Yeah.
How does this work?
It seems fair.
I know. And I just keep, and then she's like, I made that much money and I worked like 30 hours this week. And I'll be like, yeah, but you know, without my insurance, where would you be?
I had Saturday though.
True. That's the most frustrating thing, is that for whatever reason, like hairstylists work Saturdays, but they have Mondays off.
Yeah, no one's going on Monday to get their hair done.
So it's really hard.
The girl who cuts my hair works Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. She doesn't work. What did I say? She works Wednesday. Yeah, she doesn't work Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah. Nikki works Tuesday through Saturday. But it's frustrating because, like, you know, we have to go around our work schedule if it comes to like Saturday plans or anything like that. Because I'm like, why can't you just work like a normal person?
Yeah. Monday
through Friday. But it is what it is. But
got that fajita money.
I gotta get that fajita money. And but she. So that's actually the biggest frustration is the scheduling thing. But
so I'm seeing the average hairstylist makes in Delaware $40,000 a year. I'm waiting for your reaction. We're trying to figure out where you're at. You didn't budge. I don't know if I guess that's
average.
Yeah.
That's what the average hairstylist.
Yeah, annual salary for New York is 52, Pennsylvania 47, New Hampshire 46, New Jersey 45, 45, 45, 45, Wisconsin 44, Alaska 44. So it's all basically they're taking everyone from great clips and sports clips and they're throwing them all together. They're not taking specialty places, but that probably is the average of like, you know. So that is a good. I really do feel like it's a good.
There's definitely money in it.
You can do it for I mean, you can make a whole career out of it and be one income, or it's a really good one to have in your house.
It's a good skill.
A good skill to have. It's definitely
no doubt.
But
yeah, dude. So yeah, we went from tipping to haircuts.
Yeah, this is interesting. We should have a segment just talk about different jobs and go through it.
Like Mike Rowe.
Yeah.
Dirty jobs.
Yeah. I like that though. Let's see. How much does Nikki Neef make? I actually wrote it in. No.
Yep. Haircuts, man.
Yeah.
So that's the so holiday. So right now Nikki is swamped.
Yeah.
Like open to close because everybody wants to get ready for Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Everybody's so there's certain times in the years where she gets like super busy. Like she's always busy around like prom season.
Yeah.
And then there's like wedding season. Cause like it's for whatever reason everybody wants to get married in the same like 2 months.
Right.
And then it's like winter holidays and stuff. Just swamped. But she'll be working crazy and she'll be crazy busy. And then like January and February is just like slow.
Right, which is weird.
Not so much. I mean, February she will get it because Valentine's Day is coming up and stuff like that. But holiday stuff, everybody's like, we got to get our hair done, and she works crazy. Like tomorrow she's working a nuts schedule. But
well,
what can you do?
You want to see something funny?
Do I want to see something funny?
Yeah. End it out with a couple laughs. Some reams. Let's see. Oh, guess what?
You're not connected.
Shut up.
Do you want to address those other things?
Sure, go ahead. Yeah, let's just do that instead.
So, which one do you want to do first?
What other things? The two you talked about? Do the one you just talked about.
Okay, so I found out today. I'm going to look into the camera. I found out today that there's
How long do you have? How long are you going to live?
Entirely too long. Forever. Eternity.
It's terminal.
Found out today that there is a documentary series that came out. Dude, your wife is dropping everything.
Was that glass? It sounded like it was very shatterable.
It did sound like it broke.
Did it break? When did you drop upstairs?
A book.
You have a case of the dropsies, honey? It's in
Butterfingers over there. You got to get her that sticky hand stuff like in Little Giants.
Yeah.
But no, I found out today. I walked into church service tonight, and our assistant pastor. All right, Harrison's here. What? And he was addressing something that had come out, which was a documentary series, where these people are essentially claiming that all IFB churches are all IFB churches are full of scandal, and all we do is sweep it under the rug, with some serious heavy accusations and allegations. So at first I had no idea what he was talking about or why he was like talking about it. And then as it turns out, like, I guess they took a clip of him and put it in this documentary series, which I don't even know how they could do that, how they could just put him in a documentary series like without consent or anything like that. I don't know how that stuff works, but so
is it a lot? Is it a whole thing, or are they just putting clips of different people talking?
I think I didn't watch it. So obviously I didn't watch it. I just found out about it today. From my understanding, it's clips of different people preaching or
He made the cut.
and he made the cut. I guess something that he said was probably taken out of context because that's usually how this stuff goes. And then put in a less than flattering light.
Yeah.
But like now, like we were talking about it before we started recording.
Like your joke that you said about the woman over the kitchen sink could be taken out of context and put in clipped into,
I mean, I stand by it though. Yeah.
Just like they stand by the
dishwasher. Yeah. Anyway,
but
no, so it was one of those things where like they took a couple of situations, some cases in specific churches throughout the years, and a lot of them aren't even recent cases, like we talked about.
Right.
That things that happened in churches, and they used that as the broad paintbrush to say that the IFB, the Independent Fundamental Baptists, are a cult, and all we do is we cover up each other's illegal activities. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, I've been in this thing my whole life, and I've just never been a part of anything like that. And I don't know of anyone who has. And
right.
The same way, like, stuff has gone down in church immoral, not from leadership, but like other things that have like, oh yeah, that not underage stuff, but like there have been affairs and stuff in our church and like.
But even then, obviously
nothing like these people are talking about. And honestly, like if that stuff's happening in a church, like yes, the pastor should make sure it's all.
Yeah, and I'm not for sweeping anything under the rug, but I don't.
Everything should be way above board.
It's definitely not grounds.
But I have just never been a part of anything like that. Like, I don't know. I feel like they say this stuff is happening everywhere, but David, I've been to hundreds of church. Like, okay, it could be hundreds of churches. I've been to a ton of churches. And I don't know anybody who has done this stuff, or I guess stuff has happened at certain churches that I've been to, maybe. But every public school in existence has grooming teachers and teachers who are doing stuff to kids and manipulating kids.
You hear about it,
having
all the time
relationships
now.
with kids. So my point is, it's not. Yeah, people are people, and
but you can't say that all teachers are
correct
doing that, like, because it's.
But if you have a percentage of any person or any people, some of them are going to be bad, and if you magnify the ones that are bad, it's like, yeah, that's people.
Right.
David screwed up bad. So yeah, Christians are going to screw up bad too. But when they do, of course, it's going to get magnified.
If there are isolated cases, right, that these people are talking about and they're bringing these up, like, I'm 100%, I'm not for sweeping that under the rug.
Never.
But what I'm saying is that doesn't give you the ground to then make a general statement about all IFB because of these handful of isolated cases that go back like years.
Yes.
Like, it's not even like, oh, this is what happened in 2022. Right. Like, so these things, it doesn't give you the grounds to do that kind of thing. Like, I can't, like you said, the teacher thing, like, these things happen between teachers and students, which is illegal and it's wrong, but we can't just go, oh, all teachers are doing this. Right.
And the same thing happens with any church.
Right.
This is, if you look at any non-denominational church with
so
pastors,
that's what I was going to bring
assistant
up.
Pastors, the same thing goes on there too.
That's what I was going to bring up.
So that documentary also, I'm not justifying any of the sin. I'm not saying the boys are going to be boys. I'm not saying that. But the point is, if it's happening that so much, I've never seen it.
Here's what I actually just thought about this.
Spares us all from it. You know what I mean?
Right. Here's what I just thought. There is a documentary, right, that came out about a contemporary church. I'm just gonna leave names out of it because whatever. I don't want young people to like just start Googling all this stuff. But there is a contemporary church that did fall into a scandal, and I mean it's a very big, very popular church. And they did a documentary about the pastor at that church. You know who I'm talking about.
Right.
However, they didn't go, well, now all recovering, or now they didn't go like, oh, now all contemporary ex-IFB churches, all of those churches, it's a cult and they all do these sexual sins and stuff like that. There was no generalities being thrown around like that. But when it comes to, you know, like a Bible believing fundamental church, then it's like, it's so like you said, it's never been in your church. It's never been in my church. And my assistant pastor got thrown in this documentary he's championing the cause of perverseness.
Misconstrued. But it literally is just, there is not an epidemic of this in fundamental Baptist churches. There isn't.
Mm-mm.
There are some that it is because there's humans involved.
Right. And there will always be issues.
There's always going to be pastors who fall and do stupid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's always going to be teachers who fall and do stupid stuff. There's going to be police officers who fall and do stupid stuff. There's going to be presidents who fall and do stupid stuff. And it's whoever wants to make a documentary can make a documentary about whatever, honestly. Because whatever you highlight for an hour or 4 episodes, you can fill time with.
Right.
So if you want to make money, there's plenty of documentaries to be made.
I mean, we could pick, you and I could literally pick just a random guy.
Yes.
He doesn't even have to be famous. We could just pick a random guy, and if we put in the effort, the manpower, we could literally make a documentary and ruin the guy's life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could do that to any man, any woman. You could do that because everybody is, like you said, we're human.
Yeah.
Now,
you have guys on all sides, like Danny Castle, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
From New Manna. Well, it got found out, it was handled, right? So, but now he's pastoring again. I don't think he should be pastoring again.
Right.
Like I'm independent Baptist.
Mm-hmm.
He's independent Baptist. I don't think he should be pastoring again. And I think whatever he did was not underaged or whatever, but he's like having affairs. Well, I don't think he should be pastoring.
Right.
Okay. So, but there's also a contemporary pastor I know who did the same thing, and he's pastoring somewhere else now too. Also, he was a drunkard, and I don't think he should be pastoring.
Right.
So the standard is set. I don't know who these people are who are just saying like, yeah, have at it. Like he's fine. Cover the sin. You know, confess and forsake and keep going.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is either.
I don't know him.
Here's the other thing, right? Do you know what the I in IFB stands for?
Independent.
Stands for independent.
Yeah.
You know what that means? That means
you can
that
do what you want.
That church over there, like
that's the beauty of it, honestly.
The church over there, that is, let's say hypothetically, because I don't know of the church, but let's say hypothetically there is a church where this happened and it occurred and they swept it under the rug and they're moving on, right? And they're trying to hide the scandal, right? Which again, I'm not for. You know, get it right, get it in the open, make sure things are right. For sure. But let's say that there is this hypothetical church where this happens. The I in IFB means independent, which means
yes,
no matter what that church does, me and my church and you and your church are not connected to that in any way.
Right.
Like, just because another church did it somewhere in the country years and years and years ago does not mean that Faith Baptist Church is the same way and we do the same
not like
things.
The Masonic Lodge or the Catholic Church or the Southern Baptist Convention. Like, I'm sure, but we're not paying money to anyone. Our church is a local body who governs itself, not connected to independent. We're like literally not connected. Now we identify with a doctrine,
right?
But we're not the same church, and shouldn't have to answer for like. That's the thing about independent Baptists. And it should be this way. It's such a wide range of different church. Like, there are so many people under the umbrella of Independent Baptists.
Right.
So many.
Yeah,
so many.
I mean, different. There's
different worship styles, different I mean, just
different Bibles, different.
Like there's a big
different doctrinal statements.
Yeah.
Like there's
because they're independent Baptists.
Yeah.
So the point is, you can't lump everyone together. You want to put a four episode. I don't know. Is it 4 episodes?
That's what I'm told. That's what
I'm sure there'll be different seasons.
Yeah. No. To preface this, I have not watched the documentary. I'm kind of up in the air on whether or not I will. Part of me wants to hear what was said out of curiosity. And then also to like, if just in case like somebody does like start accusing, goes further and starts accusing our church or whatever of this kind of stuff. Like I want to know what was said and how to debunk it. But, and then the other part of me,
sometimes
feels like maybe it's the other part of me is like, you know what? It's probably better to just keep being a Christian, keep moving forward. And, I know how I am. And if I watch that, there's a chance that maybe it's on site if I ever see one of these people.
Right. My dad intentionally years ago when we built our church, which the building is around 10 years old. Like all our nursery, our every Sunday school room, his office, 2 glass doors, 2 big double bay windows, glass. So anyone can see in his office, like literally the most unprivate office in history. And my office, full glass door, full. Like it's not like a little. It's a full glass door. All the classrooms, full glass doors.
Right.
Nursery, full glass door. Bathrooms, full glass. I'm just joking.
Stalls.
The bathrooms aren't that way, but like everyone in my life, and I've been blessed, has been like. Because I guess there has been experiences in my mom's past where she was a part of situations sort of like that when she was growing up, and so my parents, who dad started a church, are very like, if someone has something to say, like they're gonna have to say something extraordinary because we're putting no one should ever be alone with anyone. That's what my dad's
for sure.
No one should be alone with anyone.
Mike Pence got caught flack for that. Do you remember that?
I remember.
Yeah, like
he's never been accused of anything.
Yeah, there was like a lady who wanted to like, and it was like a work colleague or something like that, and was like, "Let's go grab lunch," and he wouldn't do it because his wife wasn't present.
Right.
And they were like, "Oh, you're not gonna have lunch with a woman because your wife's not present," and he was like, "No, I'm not gonna do it. My wife. If I'm going to be near another woman, my wife is going to be there."
That's how it should be.
And then it's like everybody, hates on him, and because they're like, "Oh, you just can't trust yourself around women," blah 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 blah.
No.
But then you look at it and you go, the man's never been accused of any kind of immorality at all. So it's like,
with Billy Graham, he would get off the elevator if it was just him and a woman. He'd get off.
Yeah, it is. Hey, works.
Yep. You never should. You have to. I always tease the kids in my church. I always say like. Because we'll joke around, and I say, when you guys get out of church and go write your blog, when you write it, I want you to know in your conscience that whatever we're joking about right now, it was a joke and it wasn't serious.
Right.
So when you write your blog, I want you to remember in the back of your mind, you were in on this and you were joking. And I say that all the time. And the kids think it's like, they don't get it. Like, this is a thing. People get out of church and write blogs about their youth pastors. They just do. But you really should be careful. Like, there was one of the teen girls Sunday night. Me and my wife pick her up every service.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my wife wasn't going to church Sunday night because Casey wasn't feeling well. I'm not picking her up.
Right.
No, someone else in the church picked her up. So people set themselves up for failure.
Yeah.
Like you have to be, we're not above anything, but by the grace of God, hopefully, we don't ever fall. You know what I mean? I'm
right.
Not above anything.
I'm not. Yeah.
You have to be. You have to have a track record of trying to keep. Like, I don't have any of the teen girls' numbers on my phone. That's just something like you're not even in the group text. I'm not even in a group text. Like, my wife just deals with. It's just above. My dad has never done that either. So the point is, you just try and be clean. I don't know. It's the glass doors. Never. My dad's always said, never be alone with anyone. With any opposite gender. Just don't.
I mean,
don't counsel with a woman by herself. Right. No, don't do that.
It falls back on.
If a teen girl wants to talk to me, I don't want to talk to a teen girl. Are you kidding me?
It really falls back on 1 Thessalonians 5. It says, abstain from all appearance of evil. It doesn't even mean that you're doing something that's evil.
Right.
But, like, you don't even look like it can't even be you really misconstrued.
You really have to guard every aspect, because all it does take is one accusation for someone to say, for you to be painted a certain way for the rest of your life.
Right. Which let's be honest.
Which happens.
Yeah. But even then, like, I'm fully aware. I understand that there are people who are going to not get all of the information and are going to make accusations about you. Like, that's completely a possibility.
But on the offset, what should happen is when someone accuses, there should be something and everyone should be, oh, that's not true. No,
right.
The track record doesn't.
The Bible calls it evil surmising.
Yes,
like
not too good be evil spoken of.
Right,
but evil surmising.
Evil. That's what the Bible calls it. Evil surmising. Like, let's say, like, hypothetically. Again, this is a hypothetical thing. Like, right, you put yourself in a position to where, let's say, you and Kayla were dating, and you drive up there, and you're hanging out with her family. And everything's on the up and up, right? It's like a family dinner.
Right.
Your car breaks down, right? And you're like, oh, man, I can't get my car back home. And they're like, oh, it's okay. And they're like, I'll give you a ride or borrow this car, take it home. We can, you can come back at a later time. We'll get your car situated. And you do that. And you're like, okay, you go home, but your car is still broken down in the driveway.
Right.
And then, sister so-and-so drives by the house and see Cameron's car at the Clark's house at 3 a.m. and they're like, something sketchy's going on there. And then they start talking about it. That's evil surmising. But since you've got yourself a good testimony and you push yourself, if something were that to happen and they were like, well, Cameron, did you know that Cameron was staying the night at the Clark's house? Right. And then people are going to be like, nah, that's something's not adding up here.
Right.
Let's ask Cameron about that. So it's literally on both sides of that thing. Like, you got to guard your testimony. I mean, you have to guard your testimony.
Yes, because then it takes a lifetime to build it and 10 seconds to ruin it forever.
And it doesn't even have to be true.
Exactly. So you have to be careful. And there needs to be, when something does happen or whatever, you just need to be able to say, like, hey, look, this is the facts. This is the, like, be able to try and disprove it with saying, I have a policy. I don't do that. I'm not alone with, and I don't ever do that. Like, here's my phone. Like,
yeah.
Like
here's the receipts, bro. Check them. Like,
because sometimes people do some of these, how it is with sometimes these girls and guys, I'm not just saying, but in our situation or whatever, you'll have teen girls with daddy problems. And they see someone, a youth pastor or assistant pastor or a pastor, and they idolize them.
Right.
And if they don't get the attention from them, they will say, and this isn't any situation, by the way, not just whatever, then they will create a story to ruin the person because they didn't get attention, or to...
I know, name examples of that.
Yes.
Very exact same thing happened.
And that is a normal thing. Like, cops will hear teen girls say this stuff, and they always have, like, okay, what? Is this real? Did this happen or whatever?
Right.
So you really have to pray. It's really just a prayer thing. And I pray, we're talking about this. I do pray that God protects us from all that stuff.
Now, all of that to say is this, right? The documentary, I have not watched it. I do not know what cases or allegations have been brought up in this documentary. I do not know if they're true, which ones are true. Like, I don't know these people personally.
Right.
I don't know any of that. Like I said, I haven't even watched the documentary. All I'm saying is just because something may or may not have happened in a different church in a different state that has Baptist on the sign.
Right.
our church is not the same way just because we have
guarantee
Baptist on
our
the side.
churches don't think the same. Or the churches who like there's gonna be dress standards different. There's gonna be all kinds of stuff different.
No doubt. And
like,
so it's
some churches are independent Baptists and they're nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts. Like there's some crazy stuff.
Like Westboro.
Yeah, that's
like,
Baptist.
Hey, yeah, Westboro Baptist
Nuts.
Church. Nah, I don't want to be associated with those people. You know what I mean? But and I don't know who made the documentary. I don't know if it's you know, just lost people who made this documentary. I don't know if it's, you know, like the recovering people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which, you know, group of people made the documentary. I will assume that it is some kind of group of people that have something specific against Bible-believing Christians.
Mm-hmm.
That's an assumption of mine. But yeah, I heard about this thing today, and I was like, whoa. Like, one, to know that there's a documentary that's talking about Bible-believing Christians that way, one, that right off the bat is like, man, like, I'm the type of person who, like, I don't like it when athletes claim to be Christians and then they're not good testimonies on TV. Like, that in and of itself bothers me. But to have, like, a documentary about Christians and we're painted in a bad light, in a broad brush, when it's like that's not even the case, that bothers me. But then to take like another step and to know that like personal friends of mine have had their preaching probably taken out of context and manipulated to fit a narrative in a documentary, like that's like a whole new level of like,
yep,
that's wild.
Yeah, it's definitely the day and age we live in. You got to keep content rolling. People are going to make a documentary about everything. So
they're going to make a documentary about this podcast one day. And about how Dustin quit.
Yeah, his seat's still empty. Anyways, I guess that's it. I guess that is it. So stop broad brushing Baptists. Broad brush Baptist.
Dude,
baby,
is that the title? Is that the title? Broad brushing Baptist? There we go. We got it.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting us this far. Hey, remember to like, subscribe, leave a review, leave us a comment, ask us a question, send in your stories if you have anything you'd like us to discuss. Email us at calmdownsfine@gmail.com. You can also buy a shirt. Email us for that information or if you'd like one. Also, if you would like to help this podcast financially, in the episode description on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, you can find a link that says support. So you can hit that and sign up to give us a monthly contribution to help further sustain future episodes. We'd appreciate it. All right, guys, that's it for us this week. Chill out. Calm down. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, and Jesus died on the cross for your sins. Yes. Believe, repent, be saved. Death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus. I haven't had anyone email in that they got saved, but I'm sure some have got saved. I'm sure, especially after this episode.
There's got to be somebody who's heard the gospel that's never heard it before, right?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. If that wasn't a clear presentation, refer back to all 100 episodes. All right, guys. Peace.